Welcome everyone to GamerMelt. Today, Zotac sold 20,000 RTX 3080s, Ryzen 5000 specs leak, reportedly confirmed RX 6000 specs leak, the RTX 3090 gets its first review that makes me cry, but it gets better. Sort of. Okay, it's news time, and first up for today, it looks like the RTX 3080 is selling like hotcakes. Of course, we kind of figured as much, given cards were selling out faster than any F5 could keep up. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and my Twitter while I try to update you on upcoming card releases. Anyway, in a recent story from ComputerBase, it looks like Amazon Germany goofed, as they took way more pre-orders of Zotac's RTX 3080 than they could supply. And according to a now deleted tweet, Zotac apparently sold over 20,000 cards in that time frame. In the tweet, you can see that they essentially won't be able to send all of those orders out. Now, if you were one of the ones who ordered a card, I'd wait to see what happens, as the cards are now quite a bit more expensive according to ComputerBase. Hopefully everyone gets theirs eventually. Now, if you're ready to dive deeper into tech, there's no better way than with today's sponsor, Brilliant, the online learning tool that's made specifically to teach math, science, and computer science. And because they focus on just those three topics, Brilliant is the best place to learn computing. What's even better is that you can trust the courses, as Brilliant's educators come from MIT, Duke, and more. Plus, they've teamed up with the likes of even Microsoft to create courses. And best of all, they actually teach you the concepts by showing you, so anyone can learn, and I mean anyone, from absolute beginners to professionals. So don't wait, learn the deeper side of tech at brilliant.org/gamermelt, and the first 200 people who visit the link get 20% off your annual premium today. Next up for today, I recently covered a story on AMD's next-gen desktop CPUs skipping the Ryzen 4000 designation and jumping straight to 5000. Well, in a new tweet from Patrick Schur, who's a software engineer that's been leaking details on Zen 3, he essentially confirms that 5000 naming scheme. As you can see, he mentions the Ryzen 9 5900X as a 12-core part, and the Ryzen 7 5800X coming with 8. Of course, as you can tell, these have the same core counts as their 3rd-gen counterparts, but we've expected that for a while now. Either way, it'll definitely be interesting to hear why AMD skipped the 4000 series. Personally, I would assume it's because some consumers were getting confused with their mobile designation being higher, yet only using last-gen tech. Next up for today, AMD's RX 6000 GPUs get some of their specs confirmed. Originally coming from the same leaker who claimed AMD would be going Ryzen 5000, he also claimed specs on AMD's upcoming RDNA 2 GPUs. Well, in a recent tweet from resident leaker RO he essentially confirms they were correct. Navi 21, which is likely AMD's biggest big Navi, comes with 16GB of VRAM, while Navi 22 gets 12. In the tweet, he mentioned that he isn't sure if these are full dies or cut down SKUs, but he later seems to suggest the 16GB model is the full Navi 21 die. That would mean the biggest RX 6000 GPU would likely be the SKU for it. Either way, RO is certainly a trustworthy leaker, and claiming confirmation is something I'd expect to be true. As for the VRAM, it's obviously far less than the 3090, along with rumors of a short memory bus. But don't forget that we're hearing about a potential cache that could make up for the difference. As always, time will tell. Lastly for today, we have the first review of Nvidia's upcoming RTX 3090. And it's not good. With that said, while this story is a few days old, I do have a much newer update that gives us some hope. Anyway, let's get to it. Starting things off, the leaked video review comes from TechLab, who published it on Bilibili and subsequently took it down. But not before someone grabbed it. Regardless, let's go over the results. Starting things off, we have the 3D Mark synthetic benchmarks, and first up is TimeSpy Extreme. As you can see, the comparison shows about a 10.5% increase over the 3080. Next we have Port Royal, which only got a 7.1% increase over the 3080. In fact, let's just say it. Overall, with multiple games and those two synthetic benchmarks, the RTX 3090 only got an average 8.8% increase over the 3080. I mean, the highest increase was only 11.5%. And remember that the RTX 3080 starts at $700, while the 3090 starts at over double that. Of course, I'm sure most know about diminishing returns as we get into higher end products, but this is absurd. Luckily, a couple benchmarks that were found and shared by video cards proves that the review may be a bit off. The latest series of benchmarks come from Blender, and as you can see, the RTX 3090 is around 19 to 20% faster than the RTX 3080. Of course, that isn't a game, but video cards also found a 3D Mark Time Spy and Time Spy Extreme benchmark that has the 3090 around 20% faster. Video cards also reportedly has synthetic benchmarks from reviewers, and they're seeing closer to an average of 20% faster as well. And that actually makes sense, given the 3090 has 20% more cores than the 3080. Of course, part of its big cost is the huge amount of VRAM. Hopefully we'll see more of a difference at higher resolutions, but who knows. If not, that doesn't bode well for that 20GB RTX 3080. Either way, a 20% increase in performance for a 114% increase in price is a pretty huge diminishing return on investment. And it means AMD really only needs to beat the RTX 3080 to be a top card, given they don't price it to the moon. But of course, so far, things are looking good there. So while that does it for today, are you bummed about the RTX 3090? And can Big Navi beat it out? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you liked the video, please subscribe. And as always, have a great day.